Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of The Suited Shootist. And this one's going to be kind of a quick video today. Before I get into it, because it's kind of a heavier one, I do want to touch on a couple of positives real quick. Number one is we just broke 4,000 subscribers, which is super cool. Thank you guys for the support. I really do appreciate that. As well as, apparently, I wasn't keeping track, but we hit 100 videos a couple back. So I'll link to the 100th episode. So yeah, that's kind of wild that I've been doing this for like 2 years now. So anyway, I'm just going to jump into it because honestly, I need to power through this in one take. Otherwise, it's gonna get messy. So I'm burying a friend today. And like when I say today, like when this video goes live, I'm going to be at his services. And he's nobody whose name you would recognize, and he was a deeply private person, so I'm going to leave his name out of it. But I owe everything, at least in this space, to him. When I first came to Texas, and I was, young 22-year-old brash gun counter associate, and I was that gun counter asshole. Like I would not like who I was back then. I have no idea what he saw in me, but he decided to take me under his wing and kind of steer me on the right path. He was the one that introduced me to the works of Masad Ayub. This was the man who informed me that KR Training Call Ren up in Austin was so accessible and in the training arena really kind of one of the best kept secrets. And in addition to that, he kind of brought me into the fold, and he didn't train me on anything himself, but he helped me work through, conducted a lot of critical thought exercises and kind of sand table war game type scenarios, very much akin to kind of like what Ella Fritz does with his tactical scenarios. And this is a guy with a fairly extensive career in both practical execution of these skill sets as well as instructing and training others in a lot of the same stuff. And so like I said, I don't know what I did to deserve it, but he showed me a very, very deep level of generosity. And he was my first real mentor in the defensive training space. And I say that to say this. The reason that I'm making this video is twofold. Number one, it was an obligation that I feel like I have is to pay it forward as best I can. I'm nobody special. I never went to any high washout, high speed schools. I've never carried a gun professionally. I've mercifully never really been directly touched by any serious violence. Partially, mostly through luck and a little bit through my own capabilities. But it's my responsibility to kind of show that same generosity to people and to continue to pay it forward, because I'm only here because a significant number of people deign to open themselves up and make themselves available to me and share their insights and kind of help shorten the progression and kind of keep me from having to learn things the hard way or the stupid way or sometimes both. And so that's why I do this. Additionally, take a look at your own situation, because you'd be surprised. I had somebody who I've never met in person tell me that they view me as a mentor, and I was a little taken aback, not in an offended way, but just from a standpoint of like, what, really? I didn't view us even on an equal playing field, let alone being somebody that they would potentially look up to. So keep that in mind, both in terms of what you do in this space and also in terms of how you interact with people in this space in person and in social media, because you have no idea who may be looking to you as an example. So, make sure that you are as positive of one as possible. I always joke that, setting a bad example still counts as setting an example. It's kind of been a little tongue-in-cheek mantra of mine, but seriously, you don't know who's watching, and you don't know who you may strike enough of a chord with that they deem you somebody that they want to emulate. So make sure that you are somebody worth emulating. And in the same vein, if you find yourself kind of adrift and without direction, find a mentor. Absolutely, find a mentor. And they don't even necessarily have to know that they are a mentor to you. I mean, in the best possible scenario, in kind of the true Odyssean fashion, it is a two-way street. But in the same vein, your mentor can be somebody that doesn't know you exist. If it is somebody who you aspire to, then that's at least a start, because nobody gets here on their own. So just something to keep in mind, because you hear people talking about there's so much drama and backbiting and bullshit within the tactical community and all that. But I will tell you that this community has introduced me to some of the finest people I know, and people who have legitimately made me a better person. So just something to keep in mind, because this is all very fleeting. We don't know how much more time we've got. So maybe take a minute and just do what you can to have a positive influence on all of this, because like I said, you don't know who's watching, and it's just worthwhile to be somebody worth emulating. And like I said, I'm nobody special, but I'm just doing my best to kind of show the same generosity and pay it forward in the same, in kind of the same fashion it was shown to me. So if you stumble across this at some point and you have questions that you're struggling to find answers to, hit me up. I very well may not know the answer myself, but at the very least, I can try and get you connected with some folks that do. And that is one thing that I will say is that one of the things that I've noticed is, if you are humble, contrite, and intellectually curious, you would be amazed at the kind of doors that can unlock for you, as opposed to the posturing and kind of being Johnny Badass. So, not telling you how to live your life. Everybody's circumstance is different, but just some insights from my experience. So, aside from that, hope everybody has a great week. Stay dangerous and stay sharp.